Hey BookTube, welcome back. For today's video, I'm doing another Top 5 Wednesday, even though this is not actually Wednesday. I am really enjoying getting back into this type of video, and I really liked all of the prompts that were picked out for the month of September, but I missed doing the first one, so I'm doing a little bit of time travel here and going back to do that first topic. And that topic that I missed is your top 5 favorite friend groups. So my first favorite friend group comes from The Just City by Jo Walton. In this book, there is a friend group that consists of Pythias / Apollo, Semea, and Socrates. And the thing I really enjoyed about this particular friendship is their philosophical conversations and debates. I actually felt like that whole vibe kind of connected with me and one of my personal friend groups and the way that we kind of interact with each other, because we tend to have a lot of those sorts of philosophical conversations. But I really enjoyed this friend group. They're all just working to become their best selves, and they are also working to help their friends do the same so that their group as a whole can be its best self. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that that just added this wonderful flavor to the story. Second is a friendship from a series of Kindle books. These are actually novellas by Lois McMaster Bujold, which are in the Penric and Desdemona series. And the friendship itself is between Penric and Desdemona. Penric is the main character of these stories, and Desdemona is a demon who's thousands of years old that has just come into his body and possessed him, and he's the host, and they have this symbiotic relationship. I love these books. I love this world that Lois McMaster Bujold has put together for these books, as well as the Curse of Chalion trilogy. It's just a wonderful, wonderful world. But this relationship, I think every time I talk about it, I call it charming, because that is just the best term for it. It's adorable. I loved watching it develop over the series. There is this perfect mixture of sibling-like teasing, but also this deep mutual respect and just true appreciation and love for one another that is magical. I love it. I could read about these two doing literally anything and I would probably love it. It's great. Yeah, so that's all there is to say. The third friendship group on my list comes from A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, because yes, apparently every video I do now has to have one of her books in it. So in this book, 3 of the main characters are Pepper, Sidra, and Blue, and their friendship together is just so good. Like pretty much everything else in Becky Chambers' books, this friendship gets me right in the feels. Everyone is just so open and vulnerable and deeply empathetic. They just really care so much about each other, and they respect each other's situations, and they embrace each other's differences, and it's just this utopian type set of relationships, but also in a way that feels very real and very possible that it could exist. And so it just makes me so happy to see it. And again, I could just read about them and their daily life, just slice of life novels nonstop, and I would be totally content with that. It's great. Number 4 on my list comes from the Night Runner series by Lynn Flewelling. The friendship group in here is a little bit larger. It consists of Sergil, Alec, Nysander, Meekum, Thero. I feel like there's several others. I'm actually due for a reread on these, which I'm hoping to do in a couple months here. But I really enjoyed this friendship, and the thing in particular that I loved about this friendship group is the history and that feeling of history. We see all of these memories through them reminiscing together or through flashbacks, and you just really see how long they've been friends and how deep that friendship runs. We're seeing it through these flashbacks, we're seeing it through inside jokes and little jests that they have together, and we're also seeing it through ongoing tiffs that they have. Obviously, if you've read the books, you know that Sergil and Thero kind of rub each other the wrong way, but they're still in this group together, and I just really like that feeling. It feels so real and grounding in the way that those really long enduring friendships can feel. So that is what I loved about this friend group. And number 5 on my list comes from the Memoirs of Lady Trent series by Marie Brennan. And in this series, we're obviously following the stories of Lady Trent, Isabella Trent, but I really enjoyed her friendship with Tom, and then later on with Natalie and Suhail. The thing that I liked, I think, the most about this group is that they are all sort of misfits and outcasts who are following these dreams that their very rigid societies have put up barriers to specifically prohibit them from doing. So in Lady Trent's case, she's a woman who wants to be a scientist and study the natural history of dragons. She wants to go off on these adventures, and obviously that's not acceptable in a Victorian type society for a woman to go off and do that. Similar cases for all of the other members of this friendship. I hope this isn't considered too much of a spoiler, but I really enjoyed that there is never any sort of romantic relationship between Tom and Isabella. Their relationship is strictly platonic. They are colleagues working together on these adventures for science and discovery. They care deeply for each other, but that's where the line is drawn, and I really enjoyed that because I feel like it's breaking tropes and stereotypes even within the friendship, and so yeah, I appreciate that about this particular friendship. Then, although it is top 5 Wednesday, I'm gonna throw in an extra 6th pick here, which has less extensive reasoning behind it, but that is the friendship in Red Rising by Pierce Brown between Darrow and Severo. I don't know, I just like the chemistry between them, and I find their friendship and their characters in general, particularly Severo, to be very fun, exciting, unpredictable. In real life, I would be just anxious constantly around him, but in this book, it just fits so well in this very high intensity, huge, action-packed type of storyline, and yeah, I just like it. So I'm throwing that one in there. Okay, so those are my top 6 Wednesday on a Friday picks. I'm breaking all the rules here. I would love to hear down in the comments what your favorite friend groups are, or if we have any overlapping ones here. Perhaps we have some similar picks. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I hope you all are having a wonderful week so far, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!